to the CE Pro podcast. I'm Executive Editor Arlen Schweiger. The conferencing and collaboration market has become critical in today's hybrid work environment, and integrators are looking to find reliable solutions for these upcoming opportunities. In what's becoming a crowded category, one company that's making itself stand out is Konftel, a company based in Sweden. The Scandinavian company Stefan Eriksson joined the CE Pro podcast to talk about how its commitment to climate neutral certification not only benefits its own company, but also the electronics industry and its customers on the whole. As always, be sure to subscribe to CE Pro's YouTube channel and hit that like button on our videos, or subscribe to the CE Pro podcast on Apple and Spotify and leave a review. Stefan Eriksson, Chief Marketing Officer at Konftel. Welcome to the CE Pro podcast.
Thank you, Arlen. Thanks for having me.
So, Stefan, I know you are joining me from Sweden, where Konftel is based, and it specializes in conferencing and collaboration solutions, which is really part of the whole resi-immersial trend for growing integrator opportunities that we've been tracking at CE Pro. First off, what can you tell us about the company, where you're based, how large you are, and the kind of solutions that you offer?
Yeah, it's true. We're a Swedish company, founded 32 years ago now, so we have a long history. Started out with audio conferencing, and I'll tell you a bit more about our products later on. Our headquarters in a city called Umeå in the northern parts of Sweden. So we don't have any snow yet, but within a month or two we might. So it's that part of the world. Yeah.
So maybe a little bit ahead of the game when it comes to the snow compared to some of the Northeast U.S. companies. But in terms of the conferencing and collaboration, and I understand you have some new products that are just coming out, or new solutions that you can talk about for dealers. How did that audio conferencing experience come into play when it comes to more of some of the video solutions that you have these days?
Yeah, I already mentioned that our heritage is in audio conferencing. We actually pioneered this field with the first tabletop conference phone in the world. And even now today, when we are in the video conferencing business, the audio plays a major part. And we all know from having a meeting like this or with a bigger group of people, it's very valuable to have the video image clear and crisp, and gives better interaction between each other. But if you don't have audio and good quality to the audio, the meeting is practically over. So that's still our philosophy, and we put a lot of effort still in our audio, in-house developed audio technology. And you might have seen it somewhere. We have a certain brand name for our audio solution. It's OmniSound. So our latest product to the market now is called Konftel 70. It's a very flexible speakerphone. I'm using it at the moment. I hope the audio is good. And it's intended both for pure audio conferencing use together with a mobile phone or with a PC laptop connected with USB. But it's also a very important part in some of our video kits, together with a conference camera and also a one cable connection hub to make it easy for the user to come into the meeting room and just plug in one USB cable to the laptop and just kickstart the meeting. So that's our main focus at the moment.
Stefan, we've certainly seen a lot more players come into the conferencing and collaboration field, but also on the residential side for CE Pro, we've seen more dealers get into this more kind of resi-immersial, even commercial types of solutions and these types of environments where they're installing these solutions, as well as a different kind of client that they might be dealing with. have you seen a shift over the years in terms of who's installing them now? Um, what are you doing for the pro AV installer who might just be becoming familiar with Konftel?
Yeah, I think that our approach and philosophy now, when it comes to video conferencing solutions, is we have brought that with us from the audio conferencing business side. So we're very much aiming still for plug and play solutions that are very easy to install and easy to use for the end user as well, for that part. So, but still, I mean, in large scale rollouts, we need professional people to be able to install the things and get the cabling right and everything. But we also see certain use cases and scenarios where these AV and installation expertise are really key, like in classrooms. It's been a growing and very important market for us in North America for the last year and during the pandemic. I mean, the larger the room, the more important to have all the kit pieces and parts in the right place and installed in the right way. But our solutions, when you look at them piece by piece, it's not that complicated. But you need to bring in also the knowledge, know-how around where to place the camera, where to place the speaker phones. In some cases, you might have up to 3 powerful speaker phones connected in a daisy chain. How do you set up that and route the cables in a smooth and nice way, so you also create a nice environment in the room, or in this case in the classroom. So this is really an area where we see a lot of support now from specialized resellers and this kind of channel partners.
Stefan, are the customers themselves, whether they be kind of that, K through 12 education or higher education or corporate offices, are those customers, are they more used to dealing with, professional, either commercial AV companies or more residential AV companies that are getting into, what we call the resi-mercial, as opposed to in the past where, they were maybe exclusively dealing with more, what we would call IT guys?
I guess that we are now in a market with video conference where it is today, where people come in from different sides of the market, and the IT channels and IT people, they certainly still have a bigger role to play, and we important channel for us as well to reach our end customers. But maybe they usually don't provide the expertise on how to install things, and so it depends on what kind of need the end customer have and the complexity of the product or solution that is being sold. So as I mentioned already, we think that also our video solutions, our video kits, are basically quite simple, both to install and to use. But anyway, in some cases, customers want these expertise, the knowledge of an installation or an integrator to help them roll out and get these solutions into the rooms and environments that they need to equip for video meetings. And this is really what we experience now is, I think, and partly thanks to the pandemic, that has really made us see and change our behaviors towards using video conferencing, video meetings on a daily basis and very frequently, maybe full days for some people. So it's really the bloodstream in our organizations and also when we work together with external parties and so on. So the conclusion is that we need video-enabled meeting rooms everywhere, meeting spaces, and also in our home offices, professional kit.
Right. I
Makes it
wanted to ask
possible
you
for
about
us.
that
Yeah.
because we are seeing those hybrid, the work from home where, either people are still fully at home or, they're going into the office maybe 2 days a week and they have to come back and have a similarly, really reliably functioning system at home for, say 3 days a week.
Mm. Yeah, this is really hot topic and on many organizations' agendas now, we know, making sure that both the office environment with the different room types you can find there is prepared for the hybrid work scenarios, and also all of the employees that part-time work from home or somewhere. So need to look at both sides of the hybrid workplace with a equally professional eye and the intention to get the right equipment and enable the employees to be efficient. So yeah, as a supplier in this area, we can cover both parts equally good, and it's yeah, that's really important.
Certainly. Stefan, a couple of other important topics that I wanted to ask you about, especially with Konftel being based in Sweden, and there are, certain things that Europe and particularly Northern Europe, the Scandinavian area of Europe tends to be really ahead of the curve when it comes to global issues. And first, obviously, I want to ask you about design influence and industrial design on products. We certainly are seeing that a lot. And secondly, as far as sustainability, eco-friendliness, we know the Scandinavian countries have really embraced the fight against climate change and any aspects of those. Actually, let's start there. In
Yeah,
terms
big
of,
topics coming up now.
right, well, in
Exciting.
terms of
Yeah.
Konftel, and being based in Sweden, how is that influencing your products, your designs, and the message that you're sharing with integrators about the types of solutions their companies can have an impact on with their clients as well?
So just before I go into this, talking about product design, I forgot to mention earlier on, we have today actually, we launched a new tool on our website, a room type guide, an interactive guide to help both end customers and partners find the right solution for different room types, from the very small focus rooms or personal workspaces to the big multi-purpose rooms and large conference scenarios and everything. So I encourage you to visit our website and check it out. We think it's quite fantastic, and the initial feedback has been fantastic. And I mean, that's one part of designing the solutions and helping also. We want also to help end customers and partners to design also the rooms, the solutions, and this is a tool to enable that. And as a Scandinavian company, we know that there are strong heritage within this field, and it's very much so for Konftel as a company as well. We actually have a industrial design institute here in our hometown, where the headquarters is based. And it's been very important for us throughout the years to have a close cooperation with that institute to get fresh input on use cases and the product design and the I guess the first industrial design company we worked with to design some earlier products came directly out of that school. So that it's very close to our heart, and to have both very functional and appealing design to our product has been proven important and a really success factor for us during all of our years. And we still hear that from our customers, that they really value the sort of input and care that we take when we design our products, because usually these kind of conferencing products sit in the middle of the table in a very nice conference room or meeting room where people spend a lot of time, and they also sometimes need to interact with the product, and we need to make it feel comfortable for people, easy to understand, and also like, yeah, a good feeling, good touch to it. So you can see when you look at our products that we through years has invested in good quality fabric to create sort of a organic feel to the product, and that in turn says something about, yeah, or add something, a certain vibe, maybe, hopefully, to the environment where you have the meeting. So and we also have there are some evidence to the quality of the design work we have done throughout the years with Red Dot Design Awards. I think we have 3 of them for different products. So if you're curious about that, you can just check our website and you will find it.
And Stefan, have you heard that from your customers or from your integrators here? Maybe as you become more entrenched in the North American market, that they are looking for solutions that have a bit more aesthetically pleasing aspects to them.
Yes, it's true also for our North American customers. I know I just read a quote just the other day. One of our bigger customers still in North America is WeWork, and they invested in one of our wireless conferencing products for global rollout a couple of years ago. And actually one of the important key elements why they choose our products was the look and feel of it. Of course, it performed well, and they were really attracted to the wireless feature that is unique in the market for that product. But the first comment was that this looks really nice. We want that to offer our customers that in the meeting rooms. So yeah, it's also valid for North America.
Great, yeah, and we know that, I guess it's, no matter the room these days, there is that sort of design influence. Stefan, in terms of the, lowering a company's carbon footprint, something that clearly Konftel has worked on hard over the years, what can we talk about there as, lessons for other companies that your company has found throughout this process, and where your company is, with the eco-friendliness?
Yeah, as I told you earlier, I can talk a long time about this topic. So I mean,
yeah, if there are some high level things that
yes,
companies can work on and starting immediately,
yes,
I think we can kind of just sort of focus on those a little bit, and then certainly we invite any company to reach out, probably, and talk to you about some of those more in-depth things that they can learn about, certainly.
Yes, of course. Yes. I mean, taking care about the environment, I think you can say that it's really at the core of our business and in our DNA. I know that we worked hard on like eco-friendly product design already around 2008, and we created our first environmental policy at that time as well. And we always have tried to communicate and educate the market about the benefits of not traveling to meetings. So make use of distance meetings technology and conferencing products. But we came to a point where we decided, or we felt that we need to do something more. And actually, the first time we started talking about maybe we should offer climate neutral products was with a student project maybe 5-6 years ago. But we felt at the time that we were maybe not fully ready to engage in that. But later on, we decided now it's time to pick it up. Maybe we were encouraged by Greta Thunberg, our Swedish young climate hero, and we decided we need to start working on this. So we looked around for different options in the market. Or first, we actually planned to sort of create our own label for the work we intended to do. But we came to the conclusion that no, we want to find a certification program already available, some third party that can validate what we do, and we can make use of their communication as well. So we looked around and we found the non-profit organization Climate Neutral, actually based in North America, and that they are working with the intention of decreasing global carbon emissions. And today I think there are 300 plus certified brands under their umbrella at the moment. So we decided to join and try to get certified. It was actually 2 years now since we had the first certification. And just briefly about what it's about. I mean, it's actually 3 steps you have to go through. It starts with measuring your carbon footprint, including everything from the raw materials, everything you use in the products, the production, the logistics and everything, and also of course the overhead you have in an organization like this. So you have to aggregate a lot of data and put it into the system to see to measure it everything, and it's all directed in scopes, the scopes that is part of the greenhouse gas protocol, very structured to do. So that's the first step.
Stefan, sorry, is that something that they did, or is that something that you had to figure out which team members were going to, work toward that, or measure that?
No, the Climate Neutral, they offer this model, the model to how to work through this, and this measurement part is also you can use their tool online, smart online tool, to help calculate.
Okay, so they provide the resources for that.
Yeah. Yes,
okay,
they did.
Perfect.
But it's
great.
still quite a lot of work on our side to aggregate all the data to put into the tool.
Sure, I would imagine so.
yeah. So you need to take that into account, that spend some time. But I think that they prepared us for what kind of effort it would take, and it was quite accurate. So a reasonable time, I would say, anyway. So the next step is offset. So once you have calculated the last year's emission, actually, it's time to purchase carbon credits to remove all of the emissions from the atmosphere, you can say. And it means in practical terms that you invest in projects like reforestation or renewable energy or like that. And I think you can find on our website now the 4 projects with different directions that we have invested in for this year. And the third step is also to, and I mean, the offsetting is what makes you carbon or climate neutral. But they also demand of certified companies that they, as a third step, reduce their own emissions. So you have to commit to a reduction action plan that you work on for next coming 12 to 24 months with measurable activities and actions that you commit to. So those can also be found on our website and also on Climate Neutral's website, exactly what we do, what we're working on, and also when we have finalized and met to those goals we set up, that we have done that. So it's a fully transparent process, and I think that's very appealing part of this also. Yeah.
So they're able to follow everything that's going on, and this is an ongoing process for you that is one that has an eventual hard goal, or just something that you're going to um, continually take a look at through the organization.
Yeah, the the reduction actions is they should be set with a measurable goal, so you know when you've achieved it. But for each and every year, you have to commit to new goals, new actions, and the certification lasts 1 year at a time. So we April of this year, we passed our second certification. And now we're starting to prepare and look into the third round for the next year. So it's a yearly cycle in this. And at the moment now, we're working on the current reduction actions. And that is, let's see, no, yeah, you can find it on our website, but it's one I know is it's quite straightforward. We're converting all of the company car fleet to EVs or fully electrical cars, and we have worked with our logistics to take away some unnecessary plastics from packages and that kind of things. And maybe the most important and major thing for this year is that we are in discussions with our one of our main manufacturers about the emissions coming out from their facilities. So that's the kind of things we are working on now, and have to present the status when we go forward for the next year.
Great. And Stefan, what would you say if you had to pick out, one really valuable takeaway that Konftel has learned during this whole process? That would be worth it for other companies to take a look at it for themselves. What would you advise that Konftel has learned?
I think the measurement process as such gives you a lot of insight into the emissions and the what would you say that the impact that your business has on the climate and the environment, maybe on a whole, and so we see now that we can do a lot of good things and around our headquarters and how we travel and everything. It's important, but when you see the bigger picture, it's quite small proportion compared to the use of material in our products and the production in the manufacturing facilities, and also the logistic chain. So we really need to go into that area and optimize what we can and bring down the emissions on that part. That's really an important lesson for us, and important thing to be discussed also in the industry overall, I think. And that's also one thing that these days, when we see a huge demand for conferencing or collaboration devices, hardware actually, to enable this hybrid workplace scenarios. We need to cannot afford to neglect or forget about the climate. It's important for us to bring that in and keep that in mind. And so for us to be able to offer partners and end customers climate neutral products, is both very close to our hearts. We think it's the right thing to do as a company, and we need to do what we can from all different sides to help our planet survive the situation. But it also, of course, the other side is that it's also a great tool when we sell our products. It gives us a business benefit, to be true, and that's something that is really more and more recognized with our partners as well, sales partners, because both our end customers, their end customers, and our partners ask us more and more questions about sustainability and what we do in this area. So being climate neutral for us is very important answer to those questions and the demands that we see.
Sure, and we know that we hear that a lot as well when when we do research about what millennials and job seekers tend to look for in companies these days, and certainly that kind of messaging is really resonating more and more on the job seeker side of things. They are looking for that kind of really commitment from the companies that they work for. So on that note, Stefan, thank you so much for giving us a lot of really good food for thought on today's podcast. Remind us one more time how individuals listening or watching can go ahead and find your company and read about some of those transparent things that you guys are doing.
Yeah, Konftel.com is an obvious place to go, I think. And I mean, we're a Swedish company with a odd company name, so it starts with a K. Konftel with a K. You will find us, I'm sure. And you can read all about our products and also about our engagement with climate neutral. And also, of course, when we discuss sustainability, it's much wider than that. And we are also engaged in the broader perspective with social responsibility and safety requirements and everything that you need to take care of when you're a manufacturer of hardware products.
All right. Again, Stefan Eriksson, Konftel, thanks for being on the CE Pro podcast.